Well, everybody, if you can't tell, there's a problem here. We do not have a PTO shaft anymore.
I mean, this is realistic for a lot of this farm. Good afternoon, guys. My name is Luke. Welcome to Ruth Farms. Today it's Saturday. It is August. I think we're on the 24th. Yep, it's the 24th here. We are starting to get extremely busy here on the farm. As y'all can see, and here I got the sprayer behind me. I got a neighbor who wants me to spray a little bit of his hay ground, so I'm gonna go run and do that. I have my brother Coleman. He is hooked up to the our MOCO hay mower with the John Deere 4250. He is down starting a little bit of hay we're gonna mow this fall. We're not gonna mow a lot. We already got plenty of hay. I got a neighbor I'm gonna give a little bit to. He's doing that. I am going to go, as soon as I get done spraying, start hauling chicken litter. We checked some corn this morning over here behind us and some of our earlier corn. We're sitting on that 22 to 25% moisture. So I'm going to guess around 2 weeks. So we have to really get started getting ready. All right, he's up here. This is our hill field. This is right here by my house, by my shop. It's be the Skeen Farm. Skeen Farm is kind of our hayfield number one. We have a hayfield here. Then you go right down there through the woods, there's another hayfield. At the top of this field is actually a cornfield. If it picks up on camera, this is just too steep to combine, so we just mow it for hay. Usually turns out pretty good. This is our MOCO we just picked up this past winter. It puts it much narrower windrow, as y'all can tell, to what our old bush hog regular mower does. So I'm gonna get a little bit of video of Coleman coming around here, and then I'm gonna give him the camera, and I'm gonna go get to work. Our hay this fall is a little bit weedy. We got quite a bit of Johnson grass just due to our being so dry back in the summer. But it'll be good for cow chow.
Well, everybody, if you can't tell, there's a problem here. We do not have a PTO shaft anymore. Yeah. Good old John Deere. Can't even make a 3-acre field get mowed without something happening. Beautiful. Well, everybody, we went from having a very productive hay day into a very not productive hay day. Yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. U-joint blew apart or whatever happened to it. It was sitting there and dangling on the PTO shaft, running around smacking everything on the back of the tractor. Thankfully it didn't destroy something back there. But yeah, she left the chat. That's always good. So, I guess we're done for the day.
Alright guys, so I got my neighbor's field sprayed. As y'all probably saw, hopefully Coleman documented it well enough. He had some issues with our hay mower. The PTO shaft, one of the universal joints, busted. So we're gonna have to get some parts ordered. He got probably 3 acres or so mowed, 4 acres. So come Monday, I'll get parts ordered for that. I am in our dump truck now. I got my skid steer behind us. We're gonna See if we can go haul a load or two this evening before it gets too late. About 5:30 now. I'm gonna take a neighbor of mine. He's wanting a little hay, and I got a patch that I'm not gonna mow. It has a little too many weeds. Instead of me having to bush hog it, he's gonna mow it for me, and I'm gonna let him have the hay. So I'm gonna take him to that field, show him where it's at, make sure he wants it, and gotta get one thing off my plate that I don't have to do, as well as help somebody else out. Always good to help your neighbors out when you're able to. So today we are loading chicken litter out of this chicken litter shed. We're going to haul it to one of our fields. This is one of our new fields, and they're actually cleaning up about 20 acres. The landowner is 15-20 acres extra on top of the 35 acres that we're already farming there. So it's going to take a good amount of chicken litter to help get that new ground, you know, woke up enough to raise a crop on next year. Don't anticipate it being a great crop anyway, just new ground. You know, it's not going to have the nutrients, it's not going to have the biomass, anything on the top of the soil. You know, we're not going to have any organic matter really. So, needless to say, we're going to haul this chicken litter. This is going to be our fertilizer for next year. We use chicken litter because it's a little more economical for us. I'll try to do a breakdown of that a little later in this video, kind of what it cost us, time we buy the litter, haul it in, load it, spread it and everything. But for us, it's a little more economical. I feel like you get a lot more bang for your buck. You know, with traditional fertilizer, you get your three big ones. You get N, P, and K. Sometimes you can get like sulfur and some other things with that, but for the most part, it's N, P, and K. That's what you're paying for. Well, with chicken litter, we get NPK, then we get lots of other micronutrients, different things, sulfur, boron, calcium, different things. I haven't actually gotten a sample done of my litter. I'm hoping to do that this year. Take a sample of it, send it off to a lab, and then they will take and tell us what is in our litter, how much, you know, N, P, and K, and all the micronutrients. It's going to differ from scoop to scoop, load to load, house to house, farm to farm, but you know, overall you got a pretty good, decent baseline. I have a neighbor, the guy actually I went and rode the red combine with back in the spring, cutting wheat. Y'all go watch that video if you haven't. Riley, he showed me a couple samples he had sent off, so I've kind of got a baseline off of him, as well as Matt Griggs Farms LLC. Y'all go watch him. He sent me some of their samples, or actually he showed it in his videos before, I think. Anyway, for us, chicken litter is overall a really good source of fertilizer, and it's really, really good to help poor soils. The calcium and stuff in it helps with the pH some, but lots of different reasons. But anyway, today we are hauling the chicken litter. We have our International S1700 dump truck. It's got a 14-foot bed. I need to take in weigh load, but I think we can haul right at 10 tons with this truck pretty safely. I ain't gonna say we're perfectly, you know, it's really more than the truck needs, and that truck needs a bigger motor, but it does pretty good. We're only hauling, I think, around 10 or 12 miles from here to our farm. So let's get to work, get a little something done, and get her done before it gets hot today. I've already hauled one load this morning, so my skid steer is, you know, it's already warm, so I don't have to worry about warming it up. It's got fuel, it's got oil, everything's good to go, so we're just gonna get right to work here. Tilts using a hydraulic cylinder, allows me to be able to reach up above the truck and can dump it without having to actually tilt the bucket. All right, so now that we got that done, I've got a tarp here that we're gonna throw over our load so that we're legal and we're not getting chicken litter all over people's cars and the road on the way home. I need to buy me some sort of like electric tarp or something, but this one works. Just a little bit of work. All right, so once I get the tarp over the top like that, I'll just pull my string here, my rope, then I gotta get each corner back here to its appropriate spot. And I've got these little black straps. I just run them and hook them on the bottom of the bed. And then I have these little hooks here I hook my strap to, or my rope to. Roll that up so it ain't dragging behind us. Then I'll go over here and I will use my crank handle and I will tighten the tarp. And y'all can probably see that putting some tension on those straps, and that's securing this thing good and tight to the truck. If anyone's interested in a tarp like this, I think I bought it on, well, I know I bought it on Amazon. I think this was an 18-foot long one, I think is what I purchased. This is only a 14-foot bed, but you know, I know a lot of times we really round our chicken litter over, especially if it's dry. This here's a little wetter, so it's heavier, but when we dry it, when it's real dry, we'll round it way up. And then I needed that extra tarp to be able to come down so that it would completely cover it. So if you buy a tarp for your truck or dump trailer or whatever, maybe you just keep that in mind. Let's get home and get something done. See y'all later. Alright guys, so we have made it over here. This is the new farm that we picked up this year over here to my right. Y'all probably can't see it out the window over there. This is where we're dumping our chicken litter. If y'all can see the pile right up there above my finger. I think once we have this here, the load we've got on here, I think that'll put us at about 140 to 150 tons of chicken litter over here. On the way back home, I stopped by a set of scales that a buddy of mine's got, and I weighed, and we got just about 10 tons of chicken litter on the back of this truck with us. So hauling about 10 tons is 20,000 pounds of chicken litter. So we're getting a bunch hauled, and we're trying to get enough over here in this pile that we can serve this farm. I've already got a pretty good pile there at the field close to my house, which should serve for the most of the land there around my house. I think next year most of those fields are just going to be either full season soybeans or a double crop soybean. This farm here, and then the Hunt farm, which is basically right down the road from this farm, both of these will be corn most likely, so they will require the bulk of the litter. But you guys look at these beans. After all the rains and stuff, they have really started coming out and started looking nice. I'm very pleased with the way they look. And so far, knock on wood, you know, we have very minimal insect activity and fungus activity. I never actually got to get a fungicide sprayed on these beans, but I haven't seen hardly any, if any, frog eye anywhere in any of it. So I'm hoping we won't have to. That'll be that much more money we get to save. But let's get this load dumped here and see what we get going on. I'm about ready for a sandwich. All right, you guys, so we got it dumped. As y'all can see here, we got a pretty good pile going on. We got probably 6 dump truck loads out here. I think I'm going to use the guy who's clearing the land here. He's the landowner. I think I'm going to use his Caterpillar 973C here track loader, just because the way Coleman dumped part of the loads on the backside, it's going to be very difficult for me to do it with a skid steer or just a small tractor. And this guy's not going to care, so I think I'm going to push it up. But try not to push it too hard, because if we push it too hard up in there, it'll pack it, and then it'll be hard to get out with a skid steer. But while we're here, I was going to show you all these beans. These are my double crop beans over here on our new farm. It's about 35 acres that you see here that's green. They're doing a lot of cleaning over here in this area, and then over there, if y'all can see that smoke, they're clearing off over there too. Not sure exactly how many acres here will be good to farm, because part of it is wet, but this is about a 50 to 52 acre tract of land here, and if they get it all clean we can farm it, we're gonna have a nice field here. And then also kind of back here behind all this brush, they're clearing off the side of a hill, and I think the plan is to eventually clean this right here off as well. So it's possible that, you know, we can have a really good sized field here, and I am excited. So Alright, y'all. So I'm waiting on my helper to get here. I do electrical work for a living, so I've got to go do that today. Got a couple jobs to get done this week. Anyway, so while I'm waiting on my helper to get here, I'm going to go haul one load of litter. This time of year, we don't have time to play around. Any little spare minute we got, we need to be doing something. And I don't really have time to do anything on the combine this, in 30, 45 minutes. So I'm gonna go haul a load of litter and see what we can get done. I've still got about 3 acres of hay we gotta get baled this week too. I did get our new parts in for the hay mower, where that U-joint busted. What happened was the bolt that squeezes the shaft onto the back half of the shaft, I think it must have just came loose and fell out. That allowed that shaft to pull loose from the hay mower, and then that thing started spinning around and it just busted that U-joint off. Luckily, U-joint was about like 40 bucks, so not bad. The deer had one on hand, so I've just got to get that put in. But anyway, all we got left to mow after that is about 6 acres, so we'll get it after these rains. Ain't no big deal at all. Let's get going down the road here. Show you guys some my full season beans right here along the road. They're pretty. Agrigold 5110 Extend Flexes. 5.1 maturity group. They are pretty. And they're loading up too. If anyone knows where to get the like this trim stuff that goes on the window, that side over there is missing along the edges and it rattles like crazy, if y'all can hear it. So if anybody knows where to get that stuff, let me know down in the comments, because that window over there is about to drive me nuts. Most of the time we'll just stick a paper towel or something up in it, kind of hold it, or I just roll it down. But probably just gonna roll it down this morning. But anyway, let's get to the chicken houses. Well, you guys, this evening I am doing something that we have not done on this farm probably 10 years or more. We're paying somebody to bale our hay. So, as you guys have probably seen by now, last Saturday when my brother went to start mowing our hay, we had a bolt. What I think happened, we had a bolt that holds the PTO shaft onto the long shaft on the mower. The bolt came out, which allowed that shaft to pull, the shaft that goes to the tractor to pull out of the shaft that attaches to the mower. And then that thing started spinning like this, hitting the drawbar, hitting pieces on the mower, whatever. And it actually sheared the U-joint off, the cross T joint, as well as it cracked the actual ear on the piece that mounts to the tractor. So I've got parts ordered, but that being said, he only got about 2.5 to 3 acres mowed that evening. So instead of me going down to my dad's house, getting the hay baler out, checking everything over, getting everything out, hooking it to a tractor to bale 3 acres of hay, it would literally take me longer to get everything out and get everything ready to bale 3 acres of hay than it would be to actually bale it. I had another neighbor who was actually baling his own hay today. I just asked him if he'd come bale it for me. We kind of swap and do things for each other all the time, so it's not a big deal. He said he would do it, so he's gonna bale my hay, and then that way I don't have to get all this stuff out. And then next time, once we get once we get our equipment back going, we have about 5 more acres of hay to mow this fall, weather pending. We will get back onto it, and then I'll bale that. But he's using a Heston tractor. I'm not exactly sure what model that is, and a John Deere 385 round baler. So that baler is essentially the same baler as ours, except for his is a 4x5 bale, where ours is a 4x4 bale. So his is just a little bit bigger bales. Ideally, I would love to have a 4x5 baler one day, just so we don't have to have as many bales, but our little 4x4 baler does such a good job. It's just hard to get rid of it. But I'm gonna see if I can get some footage here of him, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's only about 2 acres here. It's a little field back here in the woods. I would probably grow crops on it if it wasn't so hard to get to, but neighbor here behind me, it's about a 60-acre field over here. They've got cotton on it, and just on the other side of that cotton over there is the low place farm, where part of it I've got corn and part of it I've got double crop soybeans now. So, but anyway, we're gonna get this hay baled. Hopefully his will do a good enough job to finish out this field so I don't have to go get mine out. And then tomorrow we're gonna start getting combine ready. It's almost time to start corn harvest. I think he got his twine cut. It's good. It should go now. Try it though, leaving your PTO running while when you undo it. I don't guess your hoses are gonna rub, are they? Has a little kicker plate down there at the bottom. Thinking that might be a little bit newer baler than ours. He had been every bale once he got done tying, disengaging the PTO, backing up and dropping them. But I told him, well, these John Deere balers, you can actually, you know, keep the PTO running. For the most part, our grass this fall is just a Johnson grass mix. It still looks pretty good. We mowed it, I think, Saturday. It's now Thursday, so it is more than ready. But we never actually tethered it or fluffed it out. So it actually retained quite a bit of the greenness. I wasn't too concerned with the quality of it because we're just gonna feed it to the cows anyway. Nobody's gonna buy Johnson grass for hay unless it's for cows or something, and we'll just feed it to our cows. So he got that baled down there in the bottom. I think we had 7, maybe 8 bales. I'm gonna walk y'all out here in some of this corn, just show you how bad some places. I mean, that right there, that is a monster here, you guys. We are right here along the edge of the woods, but I mean, this is realistic for a lot of this farm. The grain quality is just terrible. As y'all can see there, some of it's actually sprouting. And then you walk out here, you know, and there's places that the ears are, I mean, I'm not gonna say monstrous by no means, but I mean, you know, a decent, somewhat decent ear. I mean, the grain quality is still terrible. But that's a lot better than no corn. I think that one there might be even a little bigger. I don't really know what to expect. The thing that's really bothering me is the quality, and as y'all can tell in this field, the coons have been laying a hurting on this down here in the bottom. But kind of is what it is. It's disappointing because I feel like we could have had a really good potential of a really good crop had we have gotten those rains when we need them. But it is what it is, folks. Corn harvest starts very soon. That is going to do it for this one, you guys. Really appreciate you watching. We have some corn harvest prep and corn harvest videos coming up very soon. We have partnered with the Farm Merch bin to provide us with some Ruth Farms merch. So if y'all haven't already, go check that out, www.farmmerchbin.com. I'll put a link down in the description below. They've got some awesome merch, and Nikki and Allison are some great people. Support a local company there in Tennessee and support us by buying some Ruth Farm merch. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. God bless.